Hello everybody! Today I'm going to show you how you can turn an oversized sweater into a sweater dress. That's today on Refashioning with Rachel. So this project is slightly more complicated than my previous sweater dress project, but it is still incredibly simple. First, cut off the ribbing from the bottom of the sweater and set it aside for later. Then cut off the cuffs and set those aside. Fold your sweater in half, carefully lining up the shoulder seams and the side seams. Grab a dress that fits you well to use as a pattern and fold it in half the same way. Place your fitted dress on top of your sweater, lining up the folds and the shoulder seams and the sleeves. And cut around the dress, adding 1/2 inch for seam allowance. In my case, I had to slightly tuck in the flare of the skirt. Now, if we leave the side seams like this, the dress will be pointy at the sides. To fix this, place a pin in the middle of the bottom of the shirt and draw a line perpendicular to the side of the dress to the pin. Cut out this line, gradually curving it to the center back of the sweater. And now the hem of the skirt will hang nicely. Turn your sweater wrong side out. And with right sides together, pin the underarm seams and side seams. And sew. Sew using a zigzag stitch so that it stretches with the fabric. You could finish your raw edges with a serger or a zigzag stitch, but since my knitted fabric wasn't fraying that much, I decided to be naughty and leave it as it was. Now try on the dress and trim back the sleeves to the length that you want, keeping in mind that we are going to be adding the cuffs back. So a good place to trim them to is the bony part of your wrist. Now take the cuff that you cut off earlier and make sure that it fits snugly around your wrist. You may want to take it in if it's a little loose, but in my case it was fine. Turn the cuff wrong side out and place it over your sleeve with right sides together and the raw edges lined up. Pin the cuff to the sleeve at the seams and then stretch out the opening so the fabric lines up and add a few more pins. And sew. Put a pin in the center front and the center back of the bottom of the dress. And take the ribbing that you cut off earlier. Line up the two side seams so that you can find the center front and center back, and mark those with a pin. Pin the ribbing to the dress with right sides together at the center front, the center back, and the side seams, lining up all of the raw edges. And sew. Gently pull on the fabric as you sew to make sure everything lines up nicely. Use a rolled up towel, insert it into the sleeve to iron the seam and make it more flat. You can see how much more flat the one on the left is to the one on the right, which is not yet ironed. And also iron the bottom of the dress. The cool thing about most sweater material is that it is incredibly malleable with an iron. Here I'm pulling as I'm ironing on the bottom of the dress, and it is making the ribbing much looser. So if you don't like how your sweater is falling on you, it is really easy to reshape and manipulate the fabric if you just go at it with an iron. See here how the bottom of the skirt is much more loose and flared than it was before, as here. Anyway, after you iron, this project is finished. So here's a reminder of how it looked before. And here's how it looks now. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and comment if you did. And have a beautiful day.